That's right. My Lord is precious, but loyalty is right. All of the mind might leave you black. Drunk with this shit, I'ma need it tight. They don't do any crime, cause all my niggas righteous. All politics will fight. Counts cold, real niggas will break sad, but they believe they will compromise the day. They gon' harmonize the trade. You not affiliate with impersonator. You cross the line, you gon' escalate. My niggas strong, no checks. You other niggas sweet like dilate. Sweet tank for the brown sugar like annihilate. Every time I move, righteous demonstration. All I do not take. Oh, my brother's glorious, you warriors, the label swore down, the death seeking tank stop, cause we don't glorious, thrown in my way, with a supreme warrior, prime ass nigga, get exiled, we're loaded around my brothers. You already know what it is, 144, back again, you can touchdown, put it down for my brothers. I hold straight up, that's my bitch with the shield, that's like TV, they my brothers, come on, boy, on the tail, stay, come on, boy, that's right, that's my brain like a lighthouse. They can't clear one of my men, nigga. I can tell you fake with the treacherous mouth. Baby God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about the 2 cents, fucking feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve. No excuses for my niggas, they striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever form, they never own. We can't be kicked tight unless we be a joke. But we've been going to the end, it's what a widespread joke. We nigga from the top shelf, but I split it with the low. One for that folk, nigga, everybody know. All they ever wanted was the biggest fuck the road. Shit, you down for the cause, yeah, I show it. Stay tall and you got us. Remain calm when the things pop up. Come deep like this, Jones locker. On boss the central locker. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers.
Alright, Akim, let's clap it up. Long Israel, about Shemal Shah, right? That was Shemal, by Shemal Shah, priest officer Marah of the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Alright, I want to move this mic real quick. Salaki, y'all. Alright, shalom. Just want to move the mic around here because we're going to be at the board today. What we're going to be doing is, as y'all know, we do five words, 5 Hebrew words every week. We go into the scriptures. We break down scriptures. If you got a question, type in your question, all right? But we're going to be doing 5 Hebrew words every week. You're going to be practicing with the past, present, and the future tense for each word on how to say it, all right? With that being said, let's go over to the board. Let's get started. First off, once you get it over to the board, I want to go into a scripture. Y'all got any questions, type in your questions. If you need any other Hebrew info for the Hebrew class, please type. Please let me know. You can send me an email at marahupk@gmail.com. That's marahupk@gmail.com. Say Zalaki, I'm requesting the Hebrew info for the class, and you get the info for the class. All right. That's the list of the 200 words. I actually found the last set that I needed from it. I actually found the last set of words that I needed from it, from M to L. So I'm going to be sending that out to everybody individually. Everybody hit up the email for the class to get the class info. I'll be sending that out to you as well. Also, So you're going to get a list of 200 words, the 100 most common verbs, which is another 100 action words, right? You know, a verb is an action word, so that's 300 words altogether. All the prayers in Hebrew, an alphabet sheet, like right here, an alphabet sheet, and the past, present, and future tense, all right? With a few of the connectors, the beginning, and a few of the ending connectors. It might just be some of the ending connectors and not the beginning ones. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it in a while. But you can hit up the email once again, mariahpk@gmail.com. Hit us up, all right? So we're going to be on the board today, as always, going through the next 5 words. The words that we're doing today, so like the words that we've been doing for the past few weeks, have all been off of the 100 most common verbs, all right? You'll see it. We started at whatever the first word is. So I believe we're around 20 right now, or around 16 to 15 to 20, all right? So that's what we're going to be doing now. I actually got the list over here of the words that we're going to be doing. So give me a scripture real quick before we get into this. Give me Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. We're going to start off with that. I may go into, I'm going to pull 3 scriptures real quick. Basic scriptures for the Hebrew class. If you don't know these scriptures, you can write them down. All right. Give me Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9.
Calm down. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 9. For then will I turn the people a pure language.
So, the Lord said, for then shall I turn to the people a pure language. Then is right now. That then is talking about right now. We're in the last goddamn days. Nobody seems to understand this scripture. Of course, she wasn't taught it by the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, the only authority on teaching the Bible.
Right.
All right. This school was started in the 60s. We had the building One West in 1969. That's when they got the actual 125th Street. That's why we say 125th since 1969. But IHBK was started in the 60s.
Right.
Before that time, and Abba Bivens, by a man named Abba Bivens, who was joined with a man named Matthews. But if y'all know the backdrop to the school, which I ain't gonna go into the whole thing right now, but Matthews, he didn't have the spirit of the Lord on him. He was still, practicing Judaism the way Esau would teach. But of course, Abba Bivens, being that he learned about being an Israelite from his family during slavery,
right,
which is the truth, ISUPK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, our truth came straight out of slavery, man, straight out of it. I don't know if anybody even knows that. We teach it. I know personally, we definitely teach this Black History Month.
Right.
That's something we break down all the time. IHBK is Black history. It came straight out of slavery, the whole, everything. So Abba Bivens' family taught him about the truth. Of course, as time went on, he got with Matthews and then realized Matthews was just into Judaism, and that they started to find out. The Lord put the Spirit on them and opened it up to see that, gave them the understanding of the scriptures to see that Esau is not the real Jew and that they are. But you needed to know that from somewhere, which that came from slavery, all right?
Right.
And then the Lord gave him the biblical proof as well, with the backing of the scriptures. So now, with that being said, 1969 we got 125th Street in Harlem and began to break down the Hebrew. Like I was saying, that time is now. Began to break down the Hebrew and get all the books and study all the archaeology and find out everything on how to speak Hebrew, which is, I heard a few of the, fake Israelite groups, they say that there's no way you can know Hebrew, which is a lie, all right? Because Esau, for damn sure, he knows it. He knows it enough to switch the words around. That's what Yiddish is. Yiddish is the change in the pronunciation of Hebrew words.
Right.
Not the change in the meaning of the word, but the change of the pronunciation. like America to Americi or Amerio. It's just a different pronunciation. They changed what is like the way you say it and not what it means. But that means Esau knows Hebrew. So you mean to tell me Esau know Hebrew and you don't know Hebrew? Well, we know where that comes from. That comes from a lack of knowledge. All right. So while the brothers get in the door, we'll just keep on going. So, like I said, we began to break down the Hebrew. The Bible says, "For then shall I turn to the people of pure language." That time is right now. That's what that time is. I know a lot of people might say, "Oh, we gotta wait to the kingdom," but where is the proof on that? Where's the proof on it when you have Israelites that say shalom? If nobody knows Hebrew, then how are you saying shalom? Hey, which is the wrong way to say it. But they say shalom and aki and all that weird craziness that they say that's not actually Hebrew but Yiddish. If nobody knows Hebrew, then why are you saying shalom? How are you saying shalom, akadi, or whatever they say? Or shalom? How are you even saying shalom if nobody knows Hebrew? Which proves that that's not true. All right? So the Bible says, "For then shall I turn to the people of pure language." All right? You can continue to read.
That they may all call upon the name of the Lord.
And that's what we're doing here. We learning the Hebrew. Shalom, Yahweh, Shabbat. We learning the Hebrew, and the Lord gave us the Hebrew and gave us our language back, so that when He decided to bring us back in these last days, we can call on His name.
Right.
So if nobody knows Hebrew, then how the hell we know what the Lord's name is? I don't see nobody disputing that, though.
Right.
You understand? I don't see nobody saying we don't know what the Lord's name is. They say the Lord's name is what it is, or they say Yeshua. Yeshua. They use that to say that's Jesus. They say Yeshua is Christ. Yahuwah. They say Yahuwah, Yahweh, and all that craziness, but nobody knows Hebrew. None of that is Hebrew. Right. But they have a sense of how to pronounce the word. They ain't saying Jehovah. They ain't saying, nobody knows Hebrew. The guy's name is Jehovah. Because then how would you say it's Jehovah if nobody knows Hebrew? Where would you get it from? That would mean the whole King James Bible is incorrect.
Right.
Which means, anyway, but that time is right now. I said all that to say that time is now. When it says then, it's speaking of right now. Read it again.
From the top.
Go ahead, from the top. Let me take a look at this first word we're going to get into. Go ahead.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
The Lord said, "For then shall He turn to the people a pure language." And He did, man. The Lashawan Kodash is the holy tongue.
Right.
Lashawan meaning tongue, Kodash meaning holy. All right? You know that the Esau turned things upside down. The verb goes first, all right, the tongue, the speaking, and then the noun, the person, place, or the thing. All right? That's how Hebrew is spoken. The verb, then the subject, all right, or the noun. The action word, then the subject, or the subject of that action word. All right? The verb and then the noun. So Lashawan meaning the speaking, the tongue, and then Kodash is holy. That's what we call the Hebrew. The Hebrew is a holy tongue. It's a separate language, given straight from the Most High to Adam. Adam and his descendants, the ones who was chosen of the Lord, kept it. So Noah was passed down through Noah, which is the next scripture I'm going to get into. So the Hebrew language was passed down from Adam, right? To Seth, because Abel was killed, to Seth's kids, and Methuselah, and Lamech, and all that. And it made it to Noah, and Noah and his family kept it. And then after the flood, when the earth started to read, when the brothers and sisters, because they are descendants, but when Noah's children started to repopulate the earth, then the Lord split their language, which is what we're about to get into now. Give me Genesis, the 11th chapter. All right, this is a good small little history lesson on the Hebrew, real quick. Just 2-3 scriptures, and we're gonna get into the class. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And the whole earth was of one language.
So the whole earth was of one language. That language was Hebrew. And we're going to prove that with another scripture. All right? Matter of fact, give me, let's prove it now. Why not? Why wait, right? Give me Acts 26 and 12 to verse 14. We'll prove it right now that that language is Hebrew. All right?
Come.
Go ahead.
Book of Acts, chapter 26 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Whereupon I went to the...
Skip down to... So this is Paul. I don't want to... You know what? We'll do the whole thing. This is Paul on his way to Damascus. He's going to say he got power and authority. All right? Go ahead.
Come. Acts chapter 26 and verse 12. Whereupon, as I went to Damascus, with authority and commission from the chief priest.
So he had authority, he had power, and he had commission. All right? He got paid to go to Damascus. You know, Paul is the one, when he was a young man in the world, when his name was Saul, which his name is Saul right now. All right? He's still in the world, but this is when he gets a chance to come out of the world. Right? So when he was a young man, he held the coats of the men who stoned Stephen. We know that. So he's going to Damascus to do his regular worldly slavery that he does, working with the Pharisees. Yeah, that's what his job was. Go ahead. And so he got authority and he getting paid to do it. He got power and he getting paid. All right, go ahead. Which is commission. We know what that is. Go ahead.
Come. At midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven.
In the way, a way is a path. I know today we say the way this happened, the way that happened. But in Old Quaker English, a way is something different. A way is a path. It's also a path. So he said, go ahead. Remember that. The light came out of heaven. Came from the heavens. Of course, the atmosphere. I know a lot of Christians think heaven is someplace you go when you die. That's not correct in its entirety, right? That's not all the way correct. The spirit goes up to the fourth dimension where the Lord is, which they think is heaven. There is one of the heavens, and the Lord gives you your judgment, and you come back down to earth. We don't die and go to heaven and live with Jesus. That's Christianity. You come back down and you serve your punishment. You might be a crackhead, you might be a dope seller, and die in a damn shootout. You might get into a car accident, lose your damn brain and your memory. Who knows? All right? This is to serve out your punishment here on earth. That's why the Bible says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. When the kingdom of heaven comes to the earth. All right?
Right.
Keep going. So he said this light came out of the heavens. So it came out the atmosphere. Basically, it shone. Just like the sun. Go ahead.
Come. Above the brightness of the sun.
Above the brightness of the sun. So it was brighter than the sun. So it came out, man, just imagine the sun shining. You look up, you see that bright shining. That sun is in the heavens. You got the fourth dimension where the Lord is, and all the holy angels, and you have outer space. And then you have the atmosphere where the firmament is, which they call the ozone layer, where the clouds and everything is. That's the heaven. All right, there was three different heavens. All right, keep going.
Come. Shining round about me, and them which journeyed with me.
And it shined round about him, and of course his men that were with him, his entourage, the men that were commissioned to go and do this job with him, his colleagues, right, his fellow co-workers, right. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth.
So when they fell, after this light came out the heavens, came through the atmosphere, through the clouds, and shined upon them, go ahead, and round about them, go ahead.
I heard a voice speaking unto me.
Wait a minute. When they were all falling down, they heard a voice speaking to him. Go ahead.
And saying in the Hebrew tongue.
And what tongue?
The Hebrew tongue.
And what language?
The Hebrew tongue.
And the Hebrew tongue. Now the person that's speaking with him is Christ, and is coming from out the heavens. Now, once again, Christ is dead physically. Why would he still speak Hebrew? Isn't Paul a Greek? Isn't he a Roman, so to speak? Even though he's an Israelite, I'm saying the language he spoke. You see, he wrote the New Testament in Greek. Timothy and all the other brothers wrote the New Testament in Greek. It was how the Romans wrote at that time. They were still breaking off from Greece, and that's why we went to the Romans and the Apocrypha and the Maccabees to help, for them to give us their help. Because we were ruled by the Greeks at one time, and the Romans being a break off from the Greeks and starting their own damn thing, they still wrote Greek and spoke Greek, but they was just the Roman country, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. All right, it was the Roman kingdom, so to speak, their own country. So why would Christ have to speak to them in Hebrew? Because Hebrew is the language that all the heavens speak. Armageddon is a Hebrew word. Can you give me that? Can you give me Armageddon? Armageddon is a Hebrew word. All the movies about Armageddon, that's a Hebrew word, man. And I'll pull this last scripture, then go back to what I was originally on about how the language was passed down from Adam. But just to prove that this was the first language, this language comes from the Lord, man. Christ is in the heavens still speaking Hebrew. And Christ, like the Bible says, he got power over the angels. He ain't got to speak no Greek. He could, but why would he? And he can speak the holy language, the Lashawan Kodash. All right? Let me know when you're ready. Let me see. No, I want it in the Bible.
Oh, come on.
It's in the Bible. It says in the definition. You thought I wanted the definition. No sweat. But it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, man. Give me Hebrew and then Armageddon. It'll pop up. Type in both. It'll tell you in the Hebrew tongue. This place, Armageddon, is a Hebrew word. It's an Israelite word. All right? It's Hebrew language spoken by the Israelites. All right? Let me know when you're ready. Then we're going to go into the board once we get out of this. And we're going to break down these next 5 words in the Hebrew. And we're going to go into some scriptures with those as well. All right?
Right.
Did it pop up? It should be in the Hebrew. Hebrew and Armageddon should be in the same scripture. You might can Google it, all right? Salaki. Which is in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. I would try. Let me try and get it with you as well. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Y'all can also post the scripture in if y'all need to. In the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. You got it?
Is it Revelation 16 or 16?
I should have put KJV. That's when it usually comes. Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's read it.
Come on. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue.
Called in the what?
Hebrew tongue.
In the Hebrew language. This place that they gathered at is called something in the Hebrew tongue. What is it called?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. And it sounds just the same in Hebrew. Armageddon. It's the same thing.
Right.
The simple Hebrew word, Armageddon. That's it. And that's a Hebrew word. So it's a lot. So like I said, to go back to the main point, Hebrew is the first language. All right. Hebrew is the first language. It was passed down. It was given to Adam. Adam created his own language, his own form of writing with that language, and he kept it and passed it down to his descendants. And well, everybody spoke their language, like the Bible just said. It was all of one language and one speech, if you can go back to Genesis. But Adam created his own alphabetical letters, his own form of writing. All right? And that's that. Adam was a goddamn genius, man. If you knew, like he started his own culture with his own family. He said, we're going to have our own writing. We're going to farm. We're going to do everything that the Lord said for us to do. And, you know what happened with Adam and Eve, all right? Let's go back to Genesis. So that was just a few scriptures to show you. The main one in Acts, where it says, where the light came out of heaven and spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue. That lets you know, even in the heavens, man, we're speaking Hebrew. Christ up there is speaking Hebrew, man. That's a holy language. They ain't up there speaking English, speaking Spanish, or Portuguese, or Patois, or Creole. We up there speaking Hebrew, man. Our languages, we gotta come back to our original language. Our languages that we're speaking now is not our original language, all right? So go back to the whole earth was of one speech. We'll wrap it up with this one right here, then we're gonna go to the board. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language.
And the whole earth was of one language. Go ahead.
And of one speech.
And of one speech. Go ahead.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar. And
so, as we journey, and this scripture right here, it cuts that Africa is not the motherland. It cuts people that say Africa is the motherland. Africa is not the motherland, and that scripture cuts it. As we journey from the east, not from Africa, as we journey from the east, from the Middle East,
right.
Not from Africa, man. That's why it says Afro-Asiatic people. Whenever you look at anything, when you try to look up, we look up the Israelites or the Hebrews. It says Afro-Asiatic,
right?
Meaning to say black Asiatic people, not African Asiatic people, because that's two different continents. It don't make sense. Like Russian Chinese people, it just sounds stupid. Are they Chinese or are they Russian?
Right.
Are they Russians from the land of Russia that live in China, or are they Chinese people that live in the land of Russia? Which one is it? All right, but it can't be two things. So that scripture right there also cuts the fact that we are not Africans. And it kills that whole theory. We not Africans, man. Go ahead, read on. So we journeyed from the east. Everybody was speaking one language and one speech. Go ahead.
And they dwelt there, and they said one to another, "Go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly, and let."
And you can drop down to give me the meat of it, all right? Because I've been on this for a minute, so give me the meat of it.
Verse 4. And they said, "Go to let us build us a city and a tower whose top may we reach unto heaven."
So now they want to build a city and a tower to reach up unto the Lord. Remember, everybody's speaking the same language at this time. So they want to do something. I ain't going to skip ahead. Read on. They want to build a tower. Go ahead.
And let us make a name.
Let us do what?
Let us make a name.
Let us make a name. Name in the Bible is synonymous with your reputation, the way it is today. You know my name. You know the name, meaning you know who I be. You know who I am.
Right.
They call me such and such, meaning I'm saying that it's my reputation. My name stands for my reputation.
Right.
All you got is your name. All you got is your word. Whether you hold on, if you keep what you say, if you do what you say,
right.
You got is your word and your reputation, your name and that's it. All you got is your name.
Right.
Your reputation, man. So they want to go and do something to build a reputation for themselves, which is evil as hell against the Lord. They ain't got nothing to do with God at all. They ain't worried about serving the Lord. They want a reputation for themselves. That's why a lot of these money-grubbing gangsters as pastors that you call a pastor, that's why they successful. Because they're about building a tower for themselves. And that's why we are stuck in the ghetto on crack, on heroin, being Christians, being Muslims, don't have anything to stand on, got to beg for money from the government, got to beg for welfare because we don't have a goddamn thing, man. We don't have a land, we don't have a language. If you leave it up to these goddamn pastors, man, they leave us with no language, nowhere to go. I mean, goddamn, can you imagine trying to come here from another country like Haiti or Barbados or Jamaica or any of the islands, man? We don't have nothing. You gotta lead like we don't. Oh man, you gotta lead yourself because we don't have nothing. Because our leaders want to build a tower for themselves. They got that same spirit. Go ahead.
Come. Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So now they want to make a reputation for themselves, and less to prevent that they be scattered across the whole earth and can't and can't remember any of this.
Right.
Meaning when they grow and have families, they want to build something like Las Vegas, like America.
Right.
So somewhere like Disney World. See, you know, we could come from all over back to this one place. Now, can you imagine what they would probably do there? It's probably evil as hell. Read on. I don't want to stay too long.
And the Lord came down to see the city.
And the Lord did what?
Came down to see the city.
The Lord sent an angel down to report on this city. And that's what the angel did. He came down and he saw that city and gave a report on that city. And this is what the Lord said. Go ahead.
And the tower.
And that evil tower they were building. The skyscrapers, man. Filled with hooters and all the old other damn craziness in the gentleman's club and all, you know, the shaky butts and just the whole damn thing. I mean, gambling ain't evil, so, you know. But man, anything, all types of real evil. Probably got churches and all types of places of worship. Go ahead, read on. And inside of that tower, that's probably what they had. Go ahead.
Which the children of men builded.
And why did it say the children of men? Say the children of men because the sons of the Lord was not involved in that. Remember, Adam's descendants were called the sons of God. That's why Noah and his family survived. Because he was one of Adam's descendants. Go ahead.
Could I use where I think it's further down before we get to Noah, where it says, "And the sons of God, you know, lay with the daughters of men."
Yeah, right. And the sons of God lay with the daughters of men. Well, the sons of men here built a tower to make a reputation for themselves, to make a name for themselves. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one."
The Lord said, what?
The people is one.
Now take this to a Christian pastor. The Lord said, behold, look, Hana in Hebrew. The Hebrew word is Hana. Behold, look. The people are one. Everybody's together. Love and harmony. What did the Lord do about that?
Oh, God. And they all have one language.
And look, they all got the same language. One day they reunited and it feels so good. But one language. Standing together. Everybody loves everybody. We are family. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And this they begin to do.
And the Lord didn't like that. He said, and this they begin to do. Like that's what they're doing. That wasn't a good thing. The Lord don't want everybody together, man. That's just not what he wants. He don't want you joining hand and you skipping down a goddamn street like goddamn SpongeBob and Patrick. That's not what the Lord wants. The Lord is a man of war.
Right.
Keep going.
And now nothing will be restrained from them.
And now nothing will be restrained from them. All right? Meaning, we can't. They're going to do whatever they want to do. They're going to start to do things that, Salakia, keep reading.
Which they have imagined to do.
Thank you. That's what I was about to say. Whatever they make up, whatever they imagine, they're going to go do it.
Right.
Take a look at America. There's something called a shaky butts. You know what that is? Something called a gentleman's club, a strip club, a whore house.
Right.
I mean, something called the trap house.
Right.
Somebody imagine that. Something called crack cocaine. That is what? You find crack in your backyard? Maybe if you live in the hood, but it don't grow out your backyard. The crack rock don't grow out your backyard. The powder form of cocaine is not mixed with the dirt.
Right.
Somebody imagined to do that, man.
Right.
I mean, come on now. What I gotta say? The Muslim mass, somebody imagined that.
Right.
The Christian church, somebody imagined that. That's back in Babylon. Both those religions are old religions. So, I don't want to stay on it too long. I've been on it too long already. Give me the rest of it.
Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language.
And there confound their languages. And Eber, where Hebrew comes from, give me Genesis 10 and 25. Eber, which the word Hebrew comes from, he kept his language. He kept the Hebrew language. Everybody else's languages got confounded, not the sons of God. We kept our language, man. Kept the Lord's language that was given to Adam. Go ahead and read.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 10, and verse 25. And unto Eber were born 2 sons.
Go ahead.
The name of one was Peleg.
Peleg.
For in his days was the earth divided.
For in his days was what?
The earth divided.
For the Lord confounded the languages.
Right.
He separated everybody. That happened in Peleg's days. Who was Peleg? Eber's son. Eber kept the language from the past. That's why Ibar means past.
Right.
He rightfully deserved that name. Kept his language from the past, man. And we have it today, up here teaching right now, teaching real biblical Hebrew, the real thing. Not what Esau says, and for damn sure this didn't die out to where nobody knows Hebrew. I believe you tuned into the Hebrew class right now. So let's get it. All right, the water for that, okay? We're going to go into these words. All right, the first word we're going to do, give me Exodus 22 and 24, Salakia. I'm going to recite my alphabet. All right, Salakia, as y'all know, the tradition of the school, when anybody comes up to participate in the class, we ask them to recite the Hebrew alphabet to get them engaged in learning their language. That's the whole point of it.
Right.
To get them started on it. They might say, you know what, next week I'm going to learn this goddamn language. I'm going to learn this alphabet.
Right.
It's mine, it belongs to me, I'm going to learn it.
Right.
So I'm going to state my alphabet. Salakia.
Right.
Abba Gada Hawa Zacha Tayaka Lamanasa I Pa Taza Kwarashata. Alright? 22 characters in the Hebrew alphabet.
Right.
Salakia, Yedaya, you can come up and recite your alphabet as well. Since the brother was reading, I'll give you the mic. You can go ahead and recite your alphabet.
Call with concert.
Abba Gada Hawa Zaha Ta Yakala Manasa A Pa Ta Kwarashata.
Tatazah.
Atazah. No, and then Tazah.
Abba
Gada Hawa Zaha Za Ta Ka. We gotta start over. Abba Gada Hawa Za Ka Ta Yakala Manasa A Pa Taza Kwarashata. Brother, hey, you got it. You got it. We got to stay on it, man. So Hebrew, let me tell y'all something about the Hebrew class that the IHBK has been teaching for so long. Well, about our language, the Hebrew language. If you don't study the Hebrew the way you study the scriptures, you are going to lose it. Because it's not our first language anymore. Salakia, it's not our first language anymore. We speak English,
right?
Speak Spanish, speak Patois and Creole, right? Or Portuguese. We don't speak Hebrew. It's like it's secondary now. So in order for us to keep it, we gotta say Shalom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh B'Rakatah. Shalom Akwakin Yahweh Shemar Al-Thun Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. You know what I mean? You have to constantly say.
Right.
Shema Yashala, Yahweh Alahai Yahweh Yahweh Chah.
Right.
The Israelite credo. What is it? Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right.
So we gotta constantly recite those things in the alphabet, to get it right. Abba Gada Hawa Zacha Tayaka Lamanasa I Pa Taza Kwarashata. You gotta say it, or else you'll forget it. You have to use the language, all right? Which is why we had this class today. Exodus 22 and 24. The word we're going to be doing is kill, all right? Harab. Harab. Oh, Salaki. I'm saying Harab. It's Harab. I just messed up on the paper. That was all. Messed up on the paper and didn't. I tried to make it. You know how you darken it in. Tried to darken it in over it. You know, it didn't go too good. So it looked like a ka instead of a ha. So ha, ra. Ha, the ha, ra, and the ga. Salaki. The ra and the ga are connected. So hara.
Right.
Harag is the Hebrew word. It means kill. All right? Kill. This is one of the things Esau loves to do. Esau loves to kill. Well, Salaki, Esau loves to murder, right?
Right.
But kill. Harag. So we're going to read Exodus 22 and 24. I'm going to show my phone onto the screen so y'all can take a look at it. Y'all can read along while the brothers read. I'm going to have you read it in the Hebrew. You can come up. I'm going to put my phone onto the, I'm going to try to just put my phone to the screen because I can't exactly share it to the screen. But I'm going to put my phone up to the screen and give y'all a chance to see it. And just follow along in the Hebrew and, follow along with us. And you'll get a chance to look at the Hebrew and, it'll help. Like I said, you have to do it every week. You got to keep going over it at least every day, once a day, or else you'll forget it. Exodus 22, what I call for it, Exodus 22 and 24. All right, here we go. You can take the mic. We'll go ahead and, I got it up here. You can just read it all. Give me 1 second. Get it up here correctly.
Khan. This is the book of Exodus.
Hold on, real quick. Here we go. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, and verse 24. Wakaraha apaya wahar.
Waharad, that third word from the beginning is the word that is our word that we're working on, is the root word. It's right here. Which is why we're going to practice it with the tenses. Harag, but it says wa harag thaya. Wa harag thaya. We're going to go over that in a second. Go ahead.
Wa harag thaya.
Wa harag thaya.
Wa harag thaya. Asa kam. Bakarab, Wahayawa, Nashaya, Come, Al, Ma, Nawa, sorry.
There you go, you was right.
Al, Ma, Natham,
Al-Manawa.
Al-Manawa, Wabar, Na, Waban, Ya, Come, Wabanyakam, Yatha, Ma, Ya, Pa.
Why thumb, what's like ya thumayum.
Ya, Thamayam.
What's all that crazy, man? That's pretty good. Wrap it up. Say it again. Oh yeah, Khan, you can read the English. Go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 24. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword. And your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless.
And your what? Say it again.
And your children fatherless.
So I'm gonna read the scripture with you. All right, what's that on the book? No, that's a key chapter, brother. All right, so it says Exodus 22 and 24, and my wrath shall wax hot. So the Lord's wrath is gonna wax hot, meaning the Lord is gonna be angry. Go ahead. So I'm saying, go ahead and unread. You understand? And I will kill you with the sword. This is what the Lord is saying.
Right.
So we're gonna look at the tense, right? The tense was Waharab. Lucky, I'll try to move it close and then bring it back. Hopefully it'll work. Here we go. Waharab. Hey, this is not private, is it? Oh no, okay, I see. Everybody online. So, give me the tenses. You can go on my email right here and pull up the tenses. Should be right here. Matter of fact, you have it in your email as well.
Okay.
Pull up the tenses. Let's go to the, he said, I will. I will is future tense because it's saying somebody will do this. So the word was waharab. This would be the root word harab. I also put it in the Assyrian, so you can have it as well, just so you can get familiar with the Assyrian characters. All right.
Right.
Waharab, so like the harab, I'm gonna put the word right here, the way they use it. All right. So let me see. This is how it was written. It was ha, rab, then the tha and the ya. Salaki, it was Waharab. As you know, Hebrew goes from right to left. So I'll put the arrow up on the board just so you can know. Hebrew goes from right to left. English goes from left to right. Hebrew goes from right to left. All right. As you can see, right to left. Left to right, left to right. But the Hebrew goes right to left, right to left, right to left. All right. So the wa, we know that wa at the beginning of a root word means what? What does it mean? Anybody want to answer? You can answer it online if you know the answer as well. What does wa at the beginning of a root word mean? La'ah. Is it what? And. You're right. It's a lot. You got it right. Wa at the beginning of a root word means and. So, and do what? Haram, and kill. And kill. No, this word is kill. This is the root word right here. Alright? That's kill. And then you got thayah. So you got one my underline is so this is the root word haram. Then you got a prefix on it, and then you got a suffix on it. So the thayah means what? Let's read the scripture and let's see if we can get it from the scripture from what it says. Exodus 22 and 4, it's like 22 and 24. So we got waharab, we got and kill, and then we're going to see what else is saying, all right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 24. And my wrath shall wax hot.
So the Lord said, and my wrath shall wax hot, meaning his wrath. Go ahead.
And I will kill you with the sword.
And I will what?
Kill you.
And I what?
Kill you.
No, and I what?
I will.
Oh, there we go. I will what?
I will kill you.
So, and go back. So after he said, my anger gonna wax hot. What else did he say? And go ahead.
I will
And I will do what?
kill you.
And I will kill. So this is the future tense for I will.
Right.
Oh damn. The Lord said, I will kill. So Harag is killed. The Thayah at the end is I will in the future tense. Alright? So Waharag Thayah is and I will kill. That's all one word. That's what I love about Hebrew. Hebrew it's not like Esau's language. Alright? That was 3 different words. And 4, and I will kill. That's 4 different words in English. In Hebrew, that was all one word.
Right.
This is what you got to understand about your language if you're an Israelite. Right? Our language is made up of slang, and it's also written in slang. Right. Instead of me having to write 4 different goddamn words, this is one word.
Right.
Wa Harag Thayah. The Thayah at the end means I will. And you can look at it in the tense. Can you show them the tense? Can you put the tense up? Matter of fact, I'll do it. I'll just do it so you can. Oh, you got it ready? Okay, cool. Yeah, show them I will in the future tense. Just show them, with the, you see? Here you go, right there, how to say it. So Anya, Shamor. Oh, Salaki, here we go. Wait. Where is it at? Anya, Shamor. Where's the Thayah? No, not I Thayah, but the Thayah. At the end, it should say something Thayah. Where did we get it from? Boom. Let me see. Oh, try the past tense, Salaki. Yeah, that's past tense. I keep saying future tense, Salaki, y'all. It's past tense. I always do that. I may say a future tense. I may mix them up sometimes, Salaki. But here you go, right here. It's the past tense. I said future tense, but it's the past tense, Salaki. Can you show them that? You might gotta make it bigger so they can actually see it. You just gotta get the main thing that we need. There you go. You can show it to them in the English. Perfect. It's the top one. You got to move that rolling stone. And get as close as you can so they can actually see it. You got to move it closer. You move it all the way up. Trying. So you see the Shamar Thayah at the top. You got I bar, and then you got I watched. Which is, so the example word for that was Shamar. And at the end, it has the Thayah at the end. So they use an example word, and the schools break down the example word with Shamar, right? So to say, what Shamar means keep, or protect, or watch, right? So, or guard. So it says, I watched, or Salaki, this is past tense. I watched, right? And it was Anya, Shamar, Thayah. The Thayah at the end is the rule that you use when you are saying I did something past tense. You put a Thayah at the end of a root word. Right. That's the rule, and here it is right here, the Tha and the Yah. Alright? So it's Wa, Harag, Thayah. This is a Tha, and which is why you should get the alphabet sheet and the school's information. The Hebrew information from the school. This is a Tha, and that's a Yah. If you didn't know, and you may be new to the class, all right? So this is a Wa, a Ha, a Ra, Ga, Tha, Yah, right? But in our language, you have words that are characters that are connected. So Wa and Ha is not connected. The Ra and the Ga is connected. God and God is not connected. Now, it's hard to see that in the Assyrian, but it's easy to see right here in our ancient writing, which is the Hebrew writing. We just started to use these Assyrian letters later on. So, Ha, Ra, and God. This is a singular connector. Let you know this character is pronounced by itself as Ha. The Ra and the God have a plural connector to show you that these two words are connected. So whatever character is being connected to, it loses the I at the end off of it. So Ha is singular, Ra is connected to the God, which means this is being connected to, so it loses the I at the end. So God loses the I at the end. So instead of it being Ha Ra God, it's Ha Ra, because the God loses the I at the end of it. So Hara Thiyah. While Hara Thiyah was the past tense on how to say the word, Slaki, was past tense for I will. We'll be reading Slaki. This is another thing about Hebrew. I'm glad I get a chance to bring this up. English is a different type of language, so sometimes you'll see I will and you'll immediately think, oh, all right, that's future tense. But what he's saying is past tense. He's saying the Lord said this whole thing. So in order for it to make sense, it all has to match. So he's saying the Lord said, I will kill you. So this is I will past tense. But in English, when you say I will do something, you think that is future tense. You're like, I'm going to kill you. You're thinking he's going to do it. But if I was to give a police report, if I was to be Tekashi 6ix9ine, I would be on the stand saying, he said, I will kill you, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and then you rat everybody out. But that would be him saying what already happened. I just hate to throw the brother under the bus like that. God damn. But look, I mean, our brothers got to make better decisions, man. Anyway, right? So the whole thing that the Lord had said, he said it before. It's past tense. That's what he said. He said, I will kill you. All right? So the I will is past tense because the whole thing that he was saying is past tense. All right? So let's do another, let's get to the next word. Can I get a time check, Yashabak? 808. Most High Christ. Let's do the next one. Exodus 24 and 5. Exodus 24 and 5. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to do the word sacrifice. I'm going to give y'all a chance to get this down. Y'all should have it. I know it was standing in front of the camera for a minute. But I'll give you a chance to get it down. So we're going to do the word sacrifice, which is zabak in Hebrew. Is the word zabak. And it means sacrifice. We're going to Exodus chapter 24, verse 5 to get this word. So we're going in the Bible to pull out different words for this class. We're going straight to the scriptures and getting them from the scriptures. I want to do that in a lot of classes. But of course, we got all the words in Hebrew. Like the 200 words that you get from the school is not all the words in Hebrew because there's a whole ton of new words that's out. That's why on the school's website, the ICPK website, we have a study tools tab. And in the study tools tab, that's where you can buy all the different books and like the Apocrypha and the Lost Tribes and Promised Lands and the Nature Knows No Color Line, all those different books that you can get. You can also buy the Ben Yehuda Dictionary. The devil got all the words in Hebrew that even car and computer and all the new words, all right? Just get a Ben Yehuda Dictionary. It gives you all the words like yacht and boat and all that crazy. Well, we know boat is old. But he probably can give you yacht and just different things, airplane or whatever. You know, all the newer words, plus all the words that everybody says now will all be in that Ben Yehuda Dictionary. You can also buy the Biblical Hebrew working textbook that we always use, right? I wanted to start giving y'all some words. We're going to definitely keep going back into the biblical Hebrew Work and Textbook. But I decided to give y'all a few words, and just give y'all a few words for about a month. So this will be the last week. I gave y'all 20 words. Then we're gonna go back into the Biblical Hebrew Work and Textbook. We're just gonna learn what they have, learn what they saying, and we'll do the words and do the exercises. But for this class, for right now, today, I just decided to give y'all a few more words, and we just go into the Bible and take a look at them and practice on the tenses that we learned already. All right? You good to go? Most High in Christ. You go ahead and read the scripture.
Okay.
So, real quick, I'm gonna put it up on the board.
I'm gonna put it up here for Slocky, not on the board, on the screen. What is it? Exodus what?
You said 24 and 5?
24 and 5. Hold on, Slocky, give me 1 second. Exodus chapter 24, verse 5. In the Hebrew, the brother's gonna read the Hebrew for y'all. Give me 1 second to get this centered. That's with this camera is a little different. There you go. You go ahead.
Come, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 24, and verse 5. Wayashala.
Nope. Oh shit, I'm at Salaki. I'm at verse 4. You know what I mean? Salaki. I'm at verse 4. That we on verse 5.
Okay. Wayashalaka alpha.
Hold on. This thing is taking a little second to get clear. There you go. Go ahead.
Come. Na'ar ya.
Can you start over?
Come. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 24, and verse 5. Wayashalaka alpha. Na'ai rush ya. Na'aria, the one. Banya.
It's like it. That's Na'aria.
Na'aria. Banya. Yasha'ala. Waya'alawa.
Waya'awa.
Waya'alwa. Alpha. Wayazabakawa.
Wayazabakwa.
Wayasabakwa.
That's our root word right there that we're working on.
Wayasabakwa.
Salaki, hold on, I'm trying to get it in the camera. Wayazabakwa.
Wayazabakwa.
Go ahead.
Zabakayam.
Zabakyam.
Zabakyam. Shalamar yam.
No. I ain't say Shalamar yam. What that say?
Shalamayam.
That say Shalom yam.
Shalom yam.
Uh-oh, somebody's called. Where's the Shalom? Somebody out there is cut badly. Shalom yam.
Shalom yam.
That's the root word shalom. Shalom is a word too, which means like peace and prosperity and blessings and all that. Which comes from like that conscious community. It don't mean the exact word peace, like the way shalom does. Shalom is like peace is more like a greeting. The other one is peace and prosperity. My brother type thing.
Right.
Which comes from that whole conscious community that's not, how we use. Go ahead.
Okay. La Yahweh.
Here we go. That's the Lord's name. Go ahead.
Pabar Yam. Parayam.
Go ahead. Most High in Christ. So that was the end of that.
That just cut a few people right there. It's a lot, man. We didn't even know that was coming.
Right.
That was just a cut. I would go into it, but I'm not. Y'all, for the sake of time's sake, y'all go check that out, man. I'll press it right here. Since it's right here, let me just go over. Can you go swipe that up for me? Swipe in this, let me see. Tap it into linear for me.
You want verse 4?
Now I'm on verse 5.
Verse 5.
That's where we was at. Here you go. Shalom. Let's do it. Just tap it. And tap the top, no tap it. Yep. And tap into linear. We're going to find it and go down. Let's keep going. I'll just show it right here. Wait. Here we go. This is the root word, y'all. H8002. Shalom means peace. Not peace and prosperity, my brother. It means peace.
Right.
Pull it back. All them demons ain't trying to get exposed today, huh? Put it close, then pull it back. Here we go. Shalom means peace.
Right.
H8002. Now, of course, Esau gonna put Shalom. He's a Shalom, But H8002, Shalom is the root word. It means peace.
Right.
ISUPK proves yet another goddamn thing out of the Bible. All right, there we go. Now let's get back to this. Goddamn. Let's move on. All right. Yeah, man. We know what the hell we're talking about in this goddamn school, man.
Right.
We know what we're talking about. We ain't new to this, man.
You're not a scoffer, sir.
We're not scoffers, and we're not clowns and goddamn trolls.
He got one. I got one for you, sir.
We the goddamn authority on the Bible. And that's it. That is it. We are the goddamn authority on the Bible. Who can tell us what? Who can prove to us something that we ain't proved to them? And I hate to say this, man. I don't hate to say it. People hate when I say this. But it is definitely true. Thanks to the Most High bestowing on us this truth, we, from the authority of the Lord, are the reason you know you an Israelite. Nobody would know they were an Israelite if it wasn't for the Lord putting the spirit on the men who started ISUPK to keep the fact that black people knew they was Israelites during slavery, because it ain't that hard. It ain't that easy to just discontinue a goddamn heritage, man. You got Crips in jail for 1,000 years, still claiming to be a goddamn Crip. You got Bloods in prison, still claiming. You got baby Bloods. Damn, don't they got little baby Bloods and goddamn, your son. It ain't that hard to just end something. You got father drug addict. You got son drug addict. You got grandmama whore, big mama whore. You got little baby girl whore out in the damn streets and in middle school giving it up. It ain't that easy, man. Which is why a lot of us gotta be born into the kingdom, because it's just, our people don't want to just stop.
Right.
They don't want to, it's hard to battle them demons sometimes, man. Especially when you're weak, because you like what the demon tells you. When you like what the demon is saying, then it's hard to battle that damn demon. When the demon is saying, you need a cigarette, brother, for somebody that smokes cigarettes, that sounds pretty good, especially after they done been in jail for 2 weeks, and they mad and upset, baby mama put them in jail. You upset, some nigga in the jail telling you an Israelite, you can't smoke cigarettes. Well, here comes the cat selling the goddamn cigarettes in the roller.
Right.
And you need one. And you just so happen to know him. And he's offering you one.
Right.
Well, what the demon go ahead? You have to battle that demon. I'm sorry.
Right.
You have to say, damn, do I want to stick it with this other cat just told me about me being an Israelite, or do I want to smoke the cigarette?
Right.
When you find out you're an Israelite and you rocking and rolling, and somebody pass you the blunt. Talk about peace and prosperity, man. We all one, you know what I mean? Hit the blunt, and here you go. What you gonna do? You just learn that you can't even smoke weed no more. What you gonna do? And you stressing, got kicked out because you telling mama you an Israelite, so you put your black behind out like we get put out. You stressing, baby mama talking about, I don't want to hear that. Don't teach my kids that.
Right.
You sitting there, and some brother is saying peace and prosperity to you, handing you the L. What you gonna do, man? You have to battle them demons. Our people have to battle our demons, all right? Or the Lord will kill you.
Right.
Like in the scripture we just read.
Right.
So let's go back to Salakia. And fighting demons involves sacrifice. It involves Zabak. Go ahead and read.
If I could, sir, real quick. You
Go
got under some brother's skin. Brother is saying this is the most absurd dialect of Hebrew. The earth is flat and Mexicans eat Hebrew.
Okay, I guarantee you he gets high. And I'm just gonna say it like that. If this is crazy and the earth is flat, you are a pothead. You are some type of drug addict. Okay, you wanna come. Somebody saying the earth is flat, they obviously, now, I don't want to say the brother smokes weed, right? I don't want to say he gets high. He just sounds like somebody that gets high and watches damn YouTube all day. I don't know if he does. I'm not with him every day.
Right.
But I'm just saying, he sounds like one of those cats. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sound like a cat that sit on the internet and do this all day.
Right.
That's heavy. Dang, that's right. I was telling my boy this the other day. That's what you sound like when you say things like that. Because the Bible tells you the earth is a circle and that it's round and you can see it from outer space. You damn simpleton.
Right.
Wait, if you don't believe the pictures from the white man's satellite, I know you believe in the white man's rims and his nice cars and the nice dresses he put on all the whores you would love to sleep with and the nice car you would love to drive and the nice paper square dollar bills that you would love to spend. But you believe that one, don't you?
Right.
God damn, I know you understand you like Jordans and goddamn sneakers and clothes. I know you believe that there's no poison in your shirt, that they could possibly poison.
Right.
They could put poison in clothing and in toothpaste and then your hairbrush.
Right.
And you're brushing your damn waves. God damn, they could put poison in your air freshener. How wouldn't you know? You sound like just some conspiracy theory nut. And the Native Americans have historical proof with these biblical Hebrew letters out there. With these characters, the ancient characters like and Ba and Yah, all the different characters, Ga, Tazah, they got biblical proof. It's called the Back Creek Stone.
Right.
It's on all of their goddamn land. They got the Lord's name. Just like this. They got it. The Hispanics.
Right.
But I know you wouldn't believe that. Just like you don't believe pictures that come from outer space of the planet. But you do believe in whores. You do believe in the slim dresses women wear. You do believe in watching YouTube. You don't think, wait a minute. What about the 5G waves that come out the damn YouTube that tells you the goddamn earth is flat? You don't believe, you believe that? Wait a minute. How do you believe the earth is flat? You don't think it's somebody being paid by a white man to say that? It's YouTube. I can pay a child to say that earth is pink. They will do it.
Right.
You can pay grown women to go on there and put up big butt ads. Have you ever heard of fake news? I guess you never heard of fake news. I guess you never heard of what's that? The black web, like the dark web, where you get. Have you ever been scammed by something on the internet? Where they tell you don't put your information out on the goddamn internet.
Right.
Like, yo, so that's why I say this. You sound like you get high. I don't know you. Like, you really sound like you a drug addict that just sits at home and so you're so stupid. You believe what you want off the internet.
Right.
With no proof. Just because it sounds good to you, you believe it. But you don't believe that somebody is sitting there. Couldn't they be in the Illuminati, the person telling you the earth is flat? I'm just trying to use all the conspiracy theories that people like on the internet. Right. They believe in the Illuminati, or maybe the Illuminati is pushing the earth is flat.
Good.
Goddamn idiots, brother. Damn. All right, moving on. Let's go back to the class. Please, nobody type in silliness, man. That if you don't like the class, bro, just turn the class off. Don't make yourself look stupid because we're going to prove everything that we say.
Right.
You should, listen, just the way you typed in, is the earth flat on YouTube, and you watched it and liked it, and believe it, you should type in the Back Creek stone and
Right.
see the Hebrew that the Hispanics were using. You should
Right.
also type in on YouTube, which
Right.
you watch all day. Are the Hispanics Hebrews? Did Christopher Columbus know that the Hispanics were Hebrews? It's on the internet. Are there scriptures that prove Hispanics are Israelites?
Right.
Oh, you should type it in on YouTube. And you should type in, how do I get off of drugs today, right now?
Right.
Is there anywhere I can go to stop getting high?
Right.
What numbers can I call to stop believing? How to stop believing conspiracy theories? Just type it in on goddamn the internet. Now I don't know if you get out once again, but you do sound like that. What you're saying is simple. All right, let's go back to the class. Salaki, I just wanted to address the brother. Yeah, just type it in, Aki. What you're saying is silly, man. And this
Right.
is biblical Hebrew.
Right.
And I pray you don't say shallow. I'm done with the brother. I was just trying to let you know. All right, you just sound a little bit crazy. So, Exodus 24 and 5, the root word is zabak. Zabak. I was going to put a scripture on it, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave it. Where is it? All right. Zabak. Zabak means sacrifice. You have to sacrifice the weed to learn your heritage, man.
Right.
You got to sacrifice whores and all that to learn your heritage, man. You can't be buying whores and prostitutes and trying to learn your heritage at the same time. You can't smoke cigarettes and try to learn your heritage at the same damn time. It is not going to work. All right? You can't watch conspiracy theories and try to learn. And you're not going to be able to believe anything that doesn't coincide with your conspiracy theory. And you're just going to end up being mad, and then you're going to type in silly stuff that makes you look like a damn idiot once somebody pulls the actual proof that your conspiracy theory is just some idiot who is probably as high as ever
Right.
teaching you the earth is flat. Or he's actually getting paid to say it. Or he has no proof and just believes it.
Right.
Anyway, you can't do both at the same time, all right?
Right.
Sacrifice, zabak. You gotta sacrifice all the craziness to learn the truth and to grow in the truth, all right? So sacrifice, you have to zabak. All right? So now, in Exodus 24 and 5, what was the, in the Hebrew, what did it say? So I can give me the English. I'm gonna post the Hebrew again.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel,
Go ahead.
which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord.
Offer burnt offerings and sacrifice of peace offerings. It's something that's attributed to the Lord to show your loyalty and to get forgiveness from the Lord, man. Something you sacrifice so the Lord won't punish you. It's a pardon for you. So the word was waya zabakwa. It said, read it again. Waya zabakwa. So this is the example word. Salaki, let me put it up here real quick before I forget. Waya. I'm doing this in the Assyrian. Waya zabak wa. All right. Go ahead.
And sacrifice peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord.
And they sacrificed peace offerings of oxen. And I'm saying they by accident, but I'm saying it because this is what this is saying. But I'm going to break it down to you. Give me the, read the verse from the top. I'm going to tell you why this breakdown means they in a second. We know that Y at the beginning of a root word means and. You know that? Alright? But it's also, if a Yah, if you have a Yah right here in the beginning, and a Y at the end of a root word. We know the root word is a ba. But we also have a Y and a Yah. Now we got a Yah at the beginning and a Y at the end. We know that this means they. Whatever the root word is, it's saying they. So it's saying they sacrifice. Is what it's actually saying. That's the way it's written. It's written as they. But we're about to find out why it's written like that, all right? I'm going to get that part to y'all so far. Go ahead and read it from the top.
The book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel.
So he sent young men. Go ahead.
Which burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord.
Now, in the Hebrew is saying which they burnt offerings. And he sent young men and they burnt offerings. And they burnt offerings unto the Lord.
Right.
Which you can understand that in English because that's what it's saying. And they sacrificed and burnt offerings. So like you wrote that a little bit wrong. Sacrifice. I ain't too sure if this is how you spell it, but that's what I'm putting up there. Alright, it's the Hebrew class, it ain't the English grammar spelling class, right?
Right.
So it's a lot here. I mean, somebody, if it's wrong, just let me know. That way. So it says, and they sacrifice. That's what it said. That's the way it's written in the Hebrew, because it's speaking of the young men, them, they burn sacrifices. That's the way we talk. This is the rule. And it's saying they did this, and give me that. And maybe they pass or future tense. A lot. I forget which tense it is. We're gonna look it up though. Let's get the tense. Saying they did this in a specific tense. It may be past tense. You know, when we speak, it's mostly past. When anybody speaks, it's mostly past tense. You know what I mean? It's different. It just depends. A lot of times when we speak, it's usually past tense. Yeah, such and such said this, they did that, we went here, we was over here, we did this, all right? And they, Mr. Lockie, I thought I changed that damn thing down. Go ahead. You in the past tense? You gotta go past tense. That's future tense. No, you gotta go to the act more past tense. That's not it. Here you go. They. And they. So it says Han Shamarwa. So it's a Y at the end for the past tense. Let me see. Oh, damn, Salaki. Salaki, y'all. We looking at it right here. But I know y'all can't see it. I'm gonna have them put it up here. We gotta find a way that we can get this up here. Let me see, go down in the future tense, and let me see the they. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, so that's they, masculine and feminine. Then they got they, go back up. And then they got the Y at the end, all right? So, it's a Y at the end of a root word that you know it says they. You can put it up there. Yeah, right. They, masculine and feminine. This is they, masculine and feminine, meaning for both. Because you got a certain they that's masculine, and then you got a certain they that's feminine, in the way you write it. But then you also have a they that's neutral. Now you'll see, a lot of times it'll have, now this one doesn't have the ya at the beginning. It just has the Y at the end. And as you know, anything, if there's a Y at the end of a root word, it's saying, it also means him, or he did this, or this belongs to him or he. But in a lot of cases, the Y at the end also is saying they. But you'll usually see it biblically written with the ya at the beginning as well. You can move it. So it's like it said, Waya Zabakwa had the ya at the beginning, and it had the Y at the end. All right. Now, what we just showed you, the rule is you don't have to have the ya there. And in a lot of cases, you won't see the yah at the beginning. You'll just see the y at the end. But you have to know that also, just a y at the end of a root word means him. Or it was him. It belonged to him or his house, his children. His house belongs to him. Those kids belong to him. That car belongs to him. And you'll just see the y at the end. But sometimes when you see the y at the end, it also means they. More so, you might see the yah at the beginning of the root word and then the y at the end, and that'll give you a clear indication that it's saying they, whatever they did, or they're, they something, whatever the root word is. All right. So I hope I didn't confuse y'all. If you have a yah at the beginning and a y at the end of a root word, it's saying they. If you just have a y at the end of a root word, it could be saying they, or it could be saying him. It just depends on what the English says.
Right.
Or you'll see it. You'll see how it's written. If I already have this in Hebrew, everything has to match. So if I'm saying he did this, he did that, and then you see a y at the end, you'll know that it's saying this belongs to him, or that was his, or this was his, whatever it was talking about with he.
Right.
But if you see everything is saying they, and you just see a y at the end, more than likely it's going to be saying they did this, and it'll be they masculine. All right? But this day is for, the they is males and females.
Right.
All right? All right, let's get to the next word. Let's get to the next one. I'm going to give everybody a second to get that down. So, this was Zabak. Oh, slack, I didn't put how to pronounce it. Put up here how to pronounce the word is Zabak. Zabak. Also, for somebody to say that this is the craziest form of Hebrew, I would hate to think of what Hebrew he's actually learned. Because Yiddish is beyond stupid.
Right.
This is pretty simple. This is pretty easy. Once you get all the tools, once you get all the information, and you actually read Hebrew for a living, you'll know, okay, this ain't that hard. We write, and you need a few things to understand Hebrew. It's slang, the whole language is slang, and the writing itself is slang.
Right.
It's shortened forms on how to do everything. It is just with a Y, it means they, or you can write the whole thing out. I mean, there's a few different ways. We write like black people. We got a style, blacks and Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We got style with every damn thing. So it's just, you got to understand that first. And then when you go and look at it, you say, oh, damn, it ain't that hard. I see why they use this and use that. Or you'll see it repeatedly, and you'll learn it over the course of time. All right, so I'm going to give everybody a chance to write that down. We're going to work with the next one. Give me 1 Kings 1 and 50. Matter of fact, give me 1 Kings 1 and 50. And we're going to go to Genesis after that. The 1 Kings 1 and 50, while everybody writes this down. Don't be a conspiracy theory nut, like Commander General Yohana says. Don't be no damn nut over conspiracies, which you don't even have the full proof to.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You said 1 Kings what?
1 and 50. Don't be some damn conspiracy theory, damn psycho. Like, I see something, it's a little intriguing. Damn, that did make a little bit of sense. But you gotta prove it. The Bible says, prove all things. I see a ton of people flying on YouTube. I'm gonna say, damn, that look ill. But am I gonna jump off the roof? I don't know. I don't think so. I might try jumping off the car. If I don't fly, then it's not real. But if you got it in your mind to try that, then that was a lot of, that was very, you were completely convinced at that point. To go jump off of a car and try to fly, or to jump off of something, YouTube got a lot of damn power. But this is what I don't see people doing. I don't see nobody putting a shotgun in their mouth and blowing through their head and surviving. I don't see them watching those type of videos because they can prove they're going to die. But the earth being flat sounds good when you high as hell. Mexicans not being Israelites sound good when you don't like Mexicans. I mean, it's just easy as hell to do if you don't like that already. But nobody is saying, what happens if I burn up my stimulus check? Are they going to send me another one? Nobody's doing that. What happens if I spend my money on my stimulus check and I say I lost it? Can I get another one in advance? Nobody tries that. Nobody takes the shotgun and shoots themselves in the arm to see if the bullet's going to go all the way through or if it's going to stop at the front. I mean, nobody's doing those type of things because that's crazy to them. But you will think of some stupid, idiotic thing that you have no way of proving ever. You know what's funny to me? Nobody tries getting choked out to see how it feels. Like, go ahead, choke me to sleep. They choke people to sleep. And let me see if I leave my body. Nobody tries any of that. But you will think of something real stupid that you can say, you know what? It got to be right. And I ain't got no way of ever proving it. So who's going to battle me on it? I can argue all day. Oh, God damn it. The sky is really green. The sky is green, but the light's outside. Because, nigga, how the hell am I going to tell? Well, what makes you believe that? But if I say, yo, you know it's this pill that you can take and you can run into a truck and you'll smash the truck. That's what actors be using. Yo, actors be using that pill, but they be doing them stunts. Man, you got to buy that joint. I don't see nobody trying that. Because they will die. It's too much risk. Like a lot of conspiracies is come from believing it, comes from you not ever willing to go and really prove it. That's why Esau is such a damn maniac. He believes he can be the alligator hunter. You see it on YouTube, and the nigga really go and hunt alligators out, and he died. And then guess what? Somebody else picks up the sword and go and hunt alligators. And then you got Alligator Hunter season 2. About the 1 millionth nigga who finally didn't die. Go ahead.
What you bring out is so heavy, sir. There was a devil that found out. There was this one devil that's like into exotic animals. You know, Esau is the man of the field. He found out what type of hornets was coming over here. He went out and purposely stumped himself with that hornet.
Oh, so get a brother a hand. That Edomite got more balls than the brother who typed in. The brother who typed in, go become an astronaut. And send us all back the information. Leader, Messiah, the Messiah of the earth being flat. Go to college, whatever you gotta do. Get in the army, sign up to be a goddamn cop for a year. Do something else, whatever the hell you gotta do to become a goddamn astronaut. And send us all back to pictures, nigga. You brought the ghetto out of me, man. Talking to craziness, man. Send us back to pictures. And when you send us back, that just sounds so good. Just like aliens from outer space. All that sounds good if you can never prove it and you get high all goddamn day. I don't like Mexicans, so Mexicans ain't Israelites. Well, that sounds good. It makes sense to you. You don't like Mexicans. But you ain't going out there to become an astronaut to prove if the earth is flat or not. Anyway, now let's go back. And you're not studying the Bible to see if they are Israelites. That you're not doing.
Right.
We don't like, we can prove that Africans ain't Africans.
Right.
I mean, that Africans ain't Israelites because it's in the Bible.
Right.
We just don't say it. We can prove it. So, to get out of those laziness that you cannot prove, why don't you sacrifice the hard work of finding out whether or not it's true or not? All right? All right, so let's get to the next word. Give me, damn, I done went on a rant. What time is it? 8:45. Give me 1 Kings 1 and 50. I'm going to try to get out 2 more. I was supposed to get out 5. Try to get out 2 more. And that'll be 4 altogether. Go ahead, Doc. You can start reading. I'm going to put it up. as we go along.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 1 and verse 50. Wa'adayanya wa yara'a mapanya shalamaha wayakwam.
Right, you're on the second line on the first word, right on the 50. Nah, I'm saying that for YouTube and Facebook. Go ahead.
Wayalak, Waha,
Nope, Waya.
Waya, Kazakwa,
Kazak.
What? Bakwar, Ban,
Nope.
no, Bakwar,
Nawab.
Nawab,
Or Nawab. Go ahead.
Bakwar Nawab, Hamazabat,
Hamazabak.
Hamazabat.
And add the word Zabak in it too. Wamazabak. Alright.
So the word we're doing is the word seize or take hold or to be strong is kazak. All right, to take hold of, take hold on something. Let's read the scripture.
Come. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 1 and verse 50. And Adonijah feared because of Solomon.
Wait. And who? Adonijah.
Adonijah feared because of Solomon.
Adonijah feared because of Solomon. I believe Adonijah was Solomon's brother, right? Who wrongfully made himself king when King David was on his deathbed.
Right.
So Adonijah went and made himself king and was going against Solomon. I believe he was going against King David as well. He was an evil bastard. And this this brother with the spirit that's got there, Esau doing some old craziness like that, going against your father, your family, and trying to make yourself somebody that you ain't meant to be, or you trying to doing what Esau do, man, just trying to steal the damn birthright that wasn't yours, all right? Which they try to say we did, but that's what Esau tried to do. Esau tried to take it back from us. He said, for the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then shall I slay my brother. Right. He wanted to take that back, and Esau, you don't just steal something out the pocket. He put you to death and didn't just take it out the pocket. Right. Adonijah, he was doing that. He was in that same type of spirit. He made himself king. You heard his father was dying, went and made himself king. Said his dad anointed him, and made it seem like his father anointed him, and he went and made himself goddamn king. When that really didn't happen. Go ahead.
We got another one.
Yeah, well, they got to pause. We be back next Friday. All right, we gonna finish this. So now, right? So now Adonijah, he ran into the temple because he didn't believe that anybody would kill him in the Lord's temple. Right. And he took hold. Salaki, I'm skipping down. Read on.
And Adonijah feared because of Solomon and arose and went and caught hold of the horns of the altar.
So Kazak, he went and caught hold. He went and took hold. He feared because Solomon's mother found out that King David made Solomon king. And went and the high priest went and anointed Solomon in the sight of everybody and made him king after his brother then already said he was king. And they was on his brother's head for that. All right? So, Kazak is used for a few different words, but this one means take hold. Kazak is also strong and to show your strength, right? Salaki, I'm going to put that up here to show strength, right? And taking hold of something is a form of showing your strength.
So it's used, like I said, our language is slang. It can be used for all the different slang. It's like cool could be hot. If you Edomite, you don't know what the hell I just said. It's like cool could be hot. It's like cold could be hot. And it all means good. It's like cold could be good, hot could be good. Ill, meaning sick, could be good. That's a sick flow. Them rims are sick. Yo, them rims is cold. That's cool.
Right.
You can do that. That's cool. That means it's good. Yo, that's hot.
Right.
If you're an Edomite, you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Right.
But everybody else does.
Right.
Alright, so our language got many, remember it's slang, alright? So this is kazak. This is what the word means. Kazak, and it means to take hold or to show strength. Right? It means to show strength. That's the main key. The main key is the strength. And to take hold is one of the forms of showing strength. You gotta be strong to take hold of something.
Right.
Or else you ain't gonna be able to hold on to it. So he caught hold, or meaning it's like, I got it right here, the one I wanted to use from this definition in the Bible for what he did in this scripture when it said he took hold of the altar. Can you swipe this up for me and go to the interlinear, like how we was doing before? So kazak. Now, the example in the Hebrew was what? Hold on, let me see it real quick. Oh, man. Can you press back? Wait, no, you good. It was, where we at? Kazak? Oh no, you had 49. You gotta go back to 50. So I believe it was Waya Kazak, and he took hold, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me see. Yep, it's Waya Kazak, right? So, and he took hold. Wa, Ya, Kazak. Oh, damn. I'm going to do this one in the ancient, since I've been writing in the Assyrian all night. Wa, Ya, Kazak. Wa, Ya, Kazak. The Wa at the beginning, it means and. The Ya at the beginning means he. Right? Which is why I said if you see a Ya at the beginning and a Y at the end, it means they. Because a Ya at the beginning of a root word means he.
Right.
And a Y at the beginning of it, at the end of a root word means his. You can't say and he his and he strength his. We wouldn't do that. That's kind of complicated. But if you see a Ya at the end, at the beginning and a Y at the end, it means they. Alright? Now this one is just a Ya at the beginning, it means he. So and he took hold. Right? He took hold of the altar. Or he took hold, and taking hold was the form of him showing his strength. Alright? Because that's also, that's really what it means, what Kazak means, is strength. It's used to show strength in all forms of showing strength. Alright? So taking hold. And I want to read it out off the interlinear slot here. Grab that real quick if you don't mind. Boom. I'm going to tap it and show you. To prevail, prevailing is another way that you show your strength. When you prevail over something, when you win over an enemy, or you win over whatever you was facing. Harden, be strong, become strong, courageous, firm. To be strong, to grow strong, to prevail. But I'm going to show you this one right here, to make strong, to restore strength. So I'm trying to put this in there. What you call it? To make, to rigid, to make hard, to make firm. Here we go right here. This is the one I want. To display strength. And then if you go down, it says to have or take hold of. Oh, God damn it. I didn't even know it was, here we go. Hold on, Salaki. Trying to get this right for y'all. All right, here we go. To have or take or keep hold of. retain, hold up, sustain, to hold on, to hold, to strengthen oneself, to hold, maintain. Right? What he did was, oh God damn it, once I show you, I can just tell you. Here we go. To strengthen oneself, to put forth strength, to use one's strength to withstand, to hold strongly with. He strengthened himself. That's what it means when they say he took hold. He strengthened himself. That's what I wanted to use. He strengthened himself, so to speak, with the altar. Why? Because he didn't believe that they was going to kill him in the Lord's temple. At least not on the altar. Let's read what happened. You can go ahead and read it. So Adonijah, he ran into the altar thinking, damn, they going to kill me on the Lord's altar. Well, listen now. Let me tell you something. When you right with the Lord, let me just be real. Our thoughts ain't the Lord's thoughts. Our thoughts is, they going to kill my wicked behind on this altar. Oh, really? Read on.
Verse 51. And it was told Solomon, saying, Behold, Adonijah feared King Solomon, for lo, he hath caught hold of the horns of the altar, saying, Let King Solomon swear unto me today that he will not slay his servant with the sword.
Now, he on the altar, he strengthened himself. He's using the altar as his strength to survive. He said, let King Solomon say he ain't going to slay me. Go ahead.
And Solomon said, If he show himself a worthy man, there shall not a hair of him fall to the earth. But if wickedness shall find in him, he shall die.
Wait a minute. What did Solomon say? If wickedness be in him, on that altar he is going to die, man. Go ahead, read on.
So King Solomon sent, and they brought him down from the altar, and he came and bowed himself to King Solomon. And Solomon said unto him, Go to thine house.
And there you go. Solomon said, go to his house. Why? Because he showed himself. But that altar didn't stop him. That's why I said, he used the phone went off. He used the altar to strengthen himself. But he didn't understand that he was still going to die on that altar. What did Solomon say? Read it again. I'll paraphrase it because the time is coming up. He said, if something be wrong with him, go ahead. 2 minutes. Solomon said, listen, if it be wickedness or folly in you, I'm paraphrasing you, then you will die.
Right.
That altar ain't going to save you. You can't strengthen yourself with the altar, being a wicked, evil bastard. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to write that down. We're going to have to stop it here, right? We still got 2 more words. All right, I'm going to give y'all the 2 words. And as we're doing the prayers, y'all can write them down. I'll just give you what they mean. What they mean, and you can just, and I'll put the scriptures with them. And you can look them up yourself. You can do exactly what we just did. You know, go into the Blue Letter Bible, or go into the Blue Letter Bible, type in the scripture, and look it up in the Hebrew. You're going to have to download the Westminster Leningrad Codex, right, with the biblical Hebrew and the Greek, and with the Byzantine Hebrew and I believe it's Byzantine Greek, with the Hebrew and the Byzantine Greek. The Westminster Leningrad Codex on the Blue Letter Bible. But you're going to have to download the app, all right? And you can, once you download the app, you can press the little book symbol or it'll show you where you can download different books or different versions of the Bible. You just you look up you just scroll down to the Westminster Leningrad Codex. It's near the bottom. It'll say Hebrew and it'll say Byzantine Greek. The Byzantine Empire was ruled by black men, blacks and Hispanics, all right, Native American Indians. And that's the Greek that you want. And that Greek takes you back to the Hebrew. Whenever you check the Greek, the Byzantine Greek, it'll more than likely, I can't say for every word, but every time I've used it, except for maybe once or twice, it'll link you back to a Hebrew word that you can look up and find the scripture on, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to erase this. Can you put up these last 2 words? Let's put up the word and the scripture. You can put it up in the ancient Hebrew. For shine, you can put praise and then put like shine under it. All right, because it is basically mostly used as praise, but they can also use it as shine. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yashamah.
Okay. Yeah, this is the ISUPK security announcement, where the ISUPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Home, New York, with the main delivery time. Rule for new brothers and sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it for them. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular brother or sister, he or she must get permission from the hand to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment of the Most High, which you can find out in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 through 21, and Malachi 3, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'ashura means 10 in Hebrew. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gives you, you give that to the school, to the treasury department. Priest fund. Free will offerings are mandatory. But whatever amount you want to give, put the priest's name on the envelope, put the money in the envelope, and I put it in the donation box, and the Lord will bring it to the Okay. What sort of amount do you need, what you want to put in there? Upcoming Holy Convocation is the Passover, but get to your with your captains in each state, and they'll let you know where the Passover is going to be popping again, because of the situation going down. That's why it's going. Okay. Right. Reminder Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway in every school to see if any upcoming events like barbecues, food drives, cold drives, whatever the case may be. Just check the bulletin board in each school in the designated area. And if any brother want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, headbands, and scarves. And with that, Imagine we can stand. We're going to give one courtesy to this. But the picture of Mashiach, for rock.
Yahweh Shekau Shabrak Go.
With that, class is finished. Yeah, from time, class is finished.